everything right, it was you and me.
Hello everyone, my name's 𝓶𝓮𝓬𝓲𝓪 and welcome back to my channel, or two if you are new. And today we are reading the lowest rated books on my TBR. So this is something that I've been wanting to do for a while. I actually have not seen the lowest rated books on my TBR yet. I wanted it to be a surprise, so we're gonna look at that together. I have no idea of the books that will be there. I don't even have an idea. I never look at ratings when I add a book to my TBR, so I actually have no idea what they could be. But yeah, I'm super nervous. Before we get into this video, don't forget to leave a like and a comment and subscribe. Be a part of the family. I don't even know what I'm talking about right now, but don't forget to do those things. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. Okay guys, so we're gonna look and see what my lowest rated books are. I have no idea, but I'm so nervous. I hope there are books I'm still interested in, because there's stuff that I put on my TBR from like months ago and I just have no interest in reading. So hopefully everything here is something that I want to read still. And yeah, let's start screen recording. My phone's at 2%, so we better hurry. So right now my TBR is sorted by date added, so we're gonna switch that to average rating. So this is my highest rated. These are all books that haven't come out yet, so we gotta switch it. And I'm gonna read the first 5 that are here. Okay, this is not bad. So number 1, we have topics of conversation. It has a 2.79 rating, and I recently got this from a little free library. It was like a book of the month, which is very shocking. This has a 2.79 rating. And then we have 13 Ways of Looking at a Fat Girl. Okay, I want to read this because I read Bunny by Mona Awad and that book was so amazing, so hopefully I like this. And then we have The Seasons of Callan read. So apparently this author, it has a lower rating because everybody started rating it 1 star because this author was called out for plagiarizing. She took like paragraphs she stole paragraphs from another book and put it in her own book. So we're not even gonna read that. We're gonna remove it. And then we have Catherine House, which is something I'm so excited for. I know this one is very polarizing, so hopefully I'll like it. And then we have Death in Our Hands by Ottessa Moshbag. I've been wanting to read this one for so long. I've been wanting to read this one because I read My Year of Rest and Relaxation and 𝓼𝓸𝓬𝓲𝓪 by Ottessa Moshbag. So we have this here, which I'm super excited about. And then we have the Pisces. So all of these are, I'm not sure why these have low ratings. I know Catherine House, just people don't like it. But Death in Her Hands and the Pisces, I'm pretty sure both have really unlikable narrators. So maybe that's why. And then 13 Ways of Looking at a Fat Girl, I have no idea why that is low. And then Topics of Conversation, again, I have no idea why. So it'll be fun to see if I like these books, if I see why they have such low average ratings, or if my taste is just bizarre and I like books that, you know, other people do not. So we have our top 5 here. I own one of these, so I'm gonna request the rest from the library, and then I'll be back in a few days when I get them. Okay guys, so I acquired some of the books. There's no way I'll be able to get Catherine House, so I'm just gonna listen to the audiobook. I'm like 22nd in line, but here we have 13 Ways of Looking at a Fat Girl, the Pisces, Death in Her Hands, and Topics of Conversation. All of these have like a green bluish scheme and I'm living for it, so that has me super hyped and excited. Yeah, I don't know which one I'm gonna start first. I'm kind of gravitating towards the Pisces. So that's the one we're gonna read. I don't know what it's about, so ooh. Okay, so I just filmed a library haul and I think I'm gravitating towards the Pisces. This is one that everybody said if you liked My Year of Rest and Relaxation, you would like the Pisces. I think it has an unlikable narrator. It's apparently under the term millennial fiction, and I don't know, I've been loving millennial fiction right now, so I think I'm going to read the Pisces first. This one is about this girl and she is so lonely. She just broke up with her long-term boyfriend and she decides to move in with her sister who lives in California, I believe, and she's from like Arizona. And so yeah, I don't know much about this. I'm hoping she's super unlikable and super gross. I just love those type of books right now. So yeah, I'm super excited to read this and see if I like it. Apparently, I've been reading some reviews on this, and apparently she spends time just scrolling through Tinder. So I don't know. It sounds like something that I'd really enjoy. So I'm very shocked to see it on one of the lowest rated books. But we're gonna read this now, and then I will come back with my thoughts. And yeah, I'm not sure how I'm gonna vlog this. I don't know if I should vlog it normally with just book updates or like life updates, or just me showing you guys my day, because I don't really do anything besides read. So we have some conflict here, but I'm going to read this now and I'm so excited, and yeah, hopefully I love it. Hi guys, so it is a few days later and I have finished the Pisces. I actually read this all today while doing my chores. I literally listened to the audiobook and just zoned out completely. So sorry there's no like 50% update, but I was like mopping and sweeping and just listening to this all day, and it was so good. You can probably guess my rating. It's 5 stars. It was so good. Basically everything that I said what it was about is true. It's this girl and she's kind of hit, she's 38 years old, and she's kind of hitting rock bottom. She just got out of a long-term relationship with her boyfriend. She's having problems with school. She's in her PhD program, and like funding for that it fell through, and just basically her whole life is in shambles. So her older sister's like, hey, while I'm away, why don't you go and stay in my house in California, and you can stay there for free as long as you take care of my dog. She's there in California trying to deal with her loneliness, and also she's kind of like obsessed with love, and so she gets Tinder and starts swiping, going on dates, and none of them, they all end up turning into duds. So every night she goes to the beach, she sits on the rocks and she meets this guy there, and she doesn't know who he is. He's super mysterious, but she's just so infatuated with the idea of love, and she wants to find like in self-love, but also find like love with someone else. I thought it was pretty good. She is super unlikable, so I understand why the ratings are low. I wish that people, I mean, obviously everyone's entitled to their own opinions, but just because like the character's bad, the main character's bad, doesn't mean necessarily that the book is bad, which is what I'm finding with all of the millennial fiction I've been reading. But this is just so good, and I'm so sad that people don't like it. But honestly, so many things in here I wish I could just go in and underline. It was so insightful. The way 𝓫𝓬𝓬𝓲𝓪 writes is so similar to 𝓿𝓲𝓬𝓬𝓲𝓪 moshfegh. They kind of write like about the gritty grossness of female characters, and I don't know, I just love it. It's so much fun to read about. So this was 5 stars. A lot of it was insightful, a lot of it was stupid, but honestly it was just a good time. This book definitely is not for everyone. If you don't like a lot going on, you most likely will not like this book. But there was a weird fantastical element in here, so I'm sure that kind of threw off some people. But yeah, I loved it so much. The main character Lucy was super mean, selfish, self-centered. It was so good. I just loved this book. So this is 5 stars for me, and I'm gonna go in and read the 1-star reviews and see like why people didn't really like it, because I'm curious as to why. But I loved it so much. I want the physical book. I'm putting it on my wish list. So that was a good day. I got so much stuff done. I listened to the whole audiobook and just zoned out, and it was amazing. Now I'm going to read 13 Ways of Looking at a Fat Girl by Mona Awad. Again, I read Bunny by Mona Awad, and I loved it. So I'm curious as to why, because I know Bunny is rated higher. Bunny is such an amazing book. This book is pretty short. It's only 212 pages, so I'm planning on reading this tonight, get a lot of it done. And yeah, I'm excited for it because it seems good. So I'm going to read this now, and I'll probably update you guys when I'm a little bit into it, or probably when I'm done, honestly. I don't know. I can't control my love right now for reading. I need to control myself and pace myself, but that's the plan. So far, so good, though. I gave the first book that I read 5 stars, and I'm curious to see where I fall on this scale, because I know lots of people love it and lots of people hate it. So I will update you guys in a little bit, and yeah. Hello everyone, it is now a few hours later, and I am now halfway through 13 Ways of Looking at a Fat Girl, and I'm kind of loving it. I don't understand why this is one of the lowest rated books on my TBR. It is so interesting and fascinating. It's basically about this girl, and it's showing like different timelines of her life, but it's not very obvious like, okay, this is a different timeline. But you see her struggle with food and her body and how people interact with her, and it's kind of interesting. I don't know, she definitely has an eating disorder at the point that I'm at, and trigger warning for eating disorders. I think it's really, really good though and interesting. She's super bitter and unlikable and mean, and again, I just love those type of stories, but it's just so interesting. I don't know, I'm halfway through it and I'm loving it. So there's her update. I think I want to read like the lower rated reviews to you guys to see other people's perspectives and point of views, but I'm really, really enjoying this. I don't know what is up with me and just liking really unlikable characters recently, but it's so fun. I don't know what else to say, but this is interesting. Okay, I'm almost done with this book. Like I said, I'm halfway through it, so I will update you guys when I'm done. I'll probably finish it within the next like hour or two, and I'll give you a final update because I don't know, I'm just really into this book and I'm probably not going to stop anytime soon. So there's your update, and I will talk to you guys later. That was so gross, sorry. Wow, my room is super messy. Please ignore that. But I have not updated you guys in like a few weeks, maybe. I've just been in the biggest reading slump after reading A Court of Silver Flames, and I need to continue with this vlog because it's been driving me crazy. But last time I updated you guys, I read probably like 50% of 13 Ways of Looking at a Fat Girl. I have not read any more since then, but I really want to finish it today. I have 2 hours left of the audiobook, and later on I'm going to my uncle's house. My whole family's going to my uncle's house, and we're watching Coming to America 2. In my family, like, Coming to America like is just like the funniest movie ever. Like, my grandparents love it, my aunts love it, everybody just collectively loves the original movie, so we're watching the second movie. So before I go, I really would like to finish 13 Ways of Looking at a Fat Girl. This needs to be finished today. That's it. And then also today, what did I do today? I guess I can update you guys on what I did today. I woke up super early today and worked out with Em and Mare, and that was super hard. And then I attended Heather's reading sprints or productivity sprints, which was fun. Got to talk to her and other people in the chat. And yeah, now I'm going to listen to the audiobook of this and clean up my room, and I will update you guys when I'm done. From what I remember, because it has been a few weeks, I was really enjoying this. The main character is super unlikable, so I understand why people are giving it really low ratings, but I personally love that in a book. And she's kind of making everybody around her miserable, and it's super cool to see like her interactions with everybody as she's losing weight and getting skinny in like a super unhealthy way. So yeah, it's super interesting. I'm going to continue reading that, clean up my room. Also, I got my nails done yesterday. Freaking hate them. I shouldn't have drawn attention to them, but I literally hate them so much. Anyways, nail person said that I could get the next one free because I hate these. Anyways, I don't know what I'm talking about now. So now I'm going to listen to the audiobook, clean my room, and get ready to go watch Coming to America 2. I am so excited. And I will update you guys a little bit later when I have finally finished this book. Hi, so I finished 13 Ways of Looking at a Fat Girl, and I love this book. I feel like I'm reading so many good ones. I just love this book. It's like kind of like that same millennial fiction vibe. If you liked the Pisces, which I just read actually, if you like the Pisces, or Luster, or what are other millennial fiction books that I've read and loved? I loved Luster, the Pisces, 13 Ways of Looking at a Fat Girl, My Year of Rest and Relaxation, and I'm pretty sure there's some other ones. There's like there's like Conversations with Friends by Sally Rooney. And I don't know, if you like that kind of vibe of unlikable narrators, not really resolution at the end, just kind of it's not very hopeful, and it's just kind of like just really honest and raw, then you would probably really like 13 Ways of Looking at a Fat Girl. First of all, I never talked about the cover. I love the cover. It's so minimalistic, and I was so confused at what like this was, like on the word fat. I was like, oh, it's like written in pencil and it keeps being erased and rewritten, and I was like, wow, this is a very good cover for this book. yeah, but I really, really love this book. The timeline is a little bit confusing when you're listening to an audiobook, so I had to pick up the physical book with it, but it like switches from like, it zooms way into the future, and then sometimes it goes way back in the past, and it doesn't really explain like what has happened in that missing time, but you just pick up on it, which I really, really enjoyed. I thought it was really good. I kind of got emotional towards the end just because it's a really sad cycle that people who struggle with body image issues deal with. Like it's a very sad cycle, and yeah, I just wish that everybody loved themselves, and it's so hard. I hate seeing, yeah, it's really sad. I think it's sad. I teared up a lot. You really saw her interactions with everyone and different points of her life and different ways that she looks, and yeah, it was sad. I feel bad. It sucks, but this book was really good. I think I'm gonna give it like either a 4.5 or a 5. Either way, I'm rounding up on Goodreads, but this was so good. Now I don't know if I want to read Death in Our Hands by Ottessa Moshfegh. That's the last Ottessa Moshfegh that I have to read, or should I read Topics of Conversation by Miranda Popkey? I'm pretty sure that one's like the lowest of the low on my TBR, so I'm kind of curious to see why. I found that in a little free library, and it's a book of the month, so I'm very curious to see like, oh, why am I still holding this? I'm very curious to see whether or not I like it and if it's for me. But yeah, I finished this now. I'm probably going to pick up one of those, and I will update you guys a little bit later. I think in a few hours we're going to my uncle's house, so I'm gonna try to get done lots of reading beforehand. I can either read Death in Our Hands by Ottessa Moshfegh or Topics of Conversation by Miranda Popkey, or I could read Catherine House. I am unsure of what I would like to read next. This has like, I think like 205 pages. This has 259. I'm kind of feeling like I want to read this one. So this, and then maybe Catherine House, and then this, and then maybe Catherine House or Death in Her Hands. I'm not sure, but for now I'm going to dive into this book and see if I like it and if the reason why people hate it is valid, in my opinion. So I just checked Goodreads to see what this classifies as, if this is like a memoir, whatever. This is actually literary fiction, but this right here is making me nervous. And then also in the back there's like a works cited page, which is making me a little bit nervous right here. So I'm wondering if I should read this now or watch WandaVision. I don't know. I'm not in the mood. I'll see. Maybe I'll read like at least like the first little bit, see what it's like, and then watch WandaVision. Okay, I'm 6 pages in. I absolutely hate the writing so freaking much. I realize I'm 2 episodes behind in WandaVision, so I'm watching that now. And then I'm probably gonna watch the new episode of Real Housewives of New Jersey. So, and then hopefully I can pick this up later again tonight. There are some reading sprints going on Katie's channel. Katie can't read for the Grisha verse. And will I be reading one of those books? No, I'll be reading this. But I kind of hate the way it's written. I kind of really hate it. And I realized that each of the like chapters is in different places and different times. Like the first one is Italy 2000. And then the next one is Ann Arbor 2002. And so it just goes like that. San Francisco 2010. I don't know. I don't like the writing. I really don't. And I'm kind of confused as what is going on here. To be completely honest with you, does it follow the same girl? Again, I'm only 6 pages in. So, maybe it follows the same girl. I'm not sure. But I am going to watch those 2 episodes of WandaVision now. And then Real Housewives of New Jersey. And then if it's not time to leave yet, I'll pick this back up. But for now, she's going to be put down. I have made the executive decision to DNF Topics of Conversation. I'm going to get rid of this book. I'm going to put it back in the little free library where I found it. This book is just simply not for me. I was completely bored. I didn't understand the direction of the story. And I was reading through Goodreads and everybody's just like, huh, huh, huh. And that's exactly how I feel about this book. Like, what? Like, what am I reading? And it's incredibly tiny. It's just accounting for this girl's life. And I'm just not really interested in it. So I'm DNFing it. This will be the only book that I'm DNFing for this vlog. I really dislike this book. Like, so much. So I'm getting rid of it, burning it from my memory, DNFing. Sorry. Hi guys. So it is a few days later and I am finally making headway into Catherine House. Right now I'm feeling kind of meh about it. I'm thinking it's going to be a 3-star read right now. I think it's really, really interesting. So basically it's about this girl named Inez and she goes to this secondary school called Catherine House. And Catherine House isn't like a college, it's like an after high school, before college type of like segue, and it's like 4 years of your life. And it's known to have alumni who have gone to become congressmen and presidents and all these famous influential people and stuff like that. And so in come our main character Inez. Inez is kind of miserable. She doesn't really enjoy her life. She's just at Catherine House for the food, for the clothes, not really attending her classes and taking school seriously. She's just kind of, I don't know, she just doesn't really have any motivation and she's just living her life basically. It's very strange. These like group meditations and it's really weird and you get like pins stuck in your head and weird things are going on at the school and you aren't allowed to really talk to anybody on the outside. They tell you you can, but everybody's like, okay, we're not naive, like we definitely cannot talk to anyone. And then also like your outside life, your past life has to be forgotten about. You can't talk about like food that you used to eat and candy you used to eat and like celebrities you used to idolize and think about your parents. And yeah, you can't listen to music that you used to listen to. Basically your whole old life is away from Catherine House and you can't really think about it and stuff like that. And I'm really something wild just happened that I'm like, okay, I think that the plot is going to be, if there is plot, I hear that there's like no plot, no character drivenness, and right now I'm kind of at that point where I'm like, okay, what is going on? But something wild just happened and I think that the plot is going to be built around this wild thing because something happened to someone that our main character really cares about and it's really random and just weird. And so maybe she might like go digging and find out like what's the tea with this, you know. I'm really liking it, but right now I'm just kind of like it's all right. So hopefully something happens to make me excited. I definitely understand why it's one of the lowest rated books on my TBR though. It's just I don't know, it's not really character plot heavy, it's not really character driven, it's not really plot heavy, it's just kind of like here's the book. And I sometimes like that, sometimes don't. Right now I'm in the middle and yeah, I'm gonna keep reading. I'm actually participating in the Becca's book how do I say it? Becca's bookopalathon. And it's a 48-hour readathon and I'm vlogging it, so right now I'm reading Catherine House for it. And yeah, I'm gonna update you guys when I finish this book. Hopefully I can finish it and tell you guys my final thoughts before the 8 hours are up. Tune into go watch my Becca's bookopalathon reading vlog to know what else I read for this readathon. And yeah, I'll update you guys later. Guys, I'm like halfway through this book now and I'm bored out of my mind. Oh my gosh, this would have already been a DNF if I hadn't DNF'd the last book. But guys, I'm bored. Literally, she's not trying to discover anything new. She gets an idea to try something and then she just doesn't do it. Like, why? What am I reading? And it's not like, it's the story is set up so like she could discover things and learn what's actually going on behind the closed doors. And like she's just not discovering anything. I'm like, what? Why? What is the purpose of this book? I mean, is she getting somewhere? Like, she's literally, there hasn't been one thing that she has found out, discovered. Weird things will happen, she'll be like, yeah, that's weird, and she'll move on with her life. And I'm like, if 2 + 2 is 4 and 4 + 4 is 8, then what the fuck is this shit? Like, seriously, I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't know. This could be such an amazing story, but like, I'm bored because she's not doing anything. She goes to her class. Sometimes she's motivated, sometimes she's not. And that's it. Like, I don't get it. Okay, I'm gonna finish this book now. So bored. This is most likely going to be a 3-star because I'm just bored. Or maybe even a 2.5. I'll have to see if she actually does something by the end of this book. But yeah. Hi guys, so I have now finished Catherine House by Elizabeth Thomas, and this is definitely a 2.5 to a 3-star. I might round up on Goodreads, but everything I said before is exactly how I feel with this book. Not a lot happened. It made no sense to me, and it just overall was a complete like mind F, and I feel like I'm not smart enough to get it or understand it. So yeah, this book is definitely a 3-star book. That's all I have to say about it. You guys know my opinions. I talked about it before in the other clips. I have no more energy to talk about this book. Like, I just can't. I don't know what else to say. So yeah, 3 stars. Sorry. Hi guys, it is Monday and I have now finished Death in Our Hands by Ottessa Moshbag, and I really enjoyed this. I have loved every single Ottessa Moshfegh that I've ever read before, and this just like added to my love for her. This is definitely one of her least controversial books. My Year of Rest and Relaxation was incredibly controversial, and then 𝓼𝓸𝓬𝓬𝓼 was also very controversial. I don't know how to say it, but you get what I mean. I really enjoyed this. It's definitely a different take from her. This had more cozy mystery vibes. Basically, it follows this 72-year-old woman named Vesta, and in a way it's kind of similar to 𝓼𝓸𝓬𝓬, because 𝓼𝓸𝓬𝓬, she was older and looking back on her life in her early 20s. It's kind of the same in the way that you have this older woman looking back on her younger, tougher days. And so basically it follows this girl named Vesta, and she finds a note one day while walking her dog from this person, and it says that this girl named Magda is killed. Nobody will know who killed her, but I didn't do it. And so you kind of see Vesta go down this journey and like of trying to figure out who did it, and you don't really know if Vesta is reliable, and it kind of drives you crazy. Like, you want to know, like, is she like completely sane? Like, you don't know. And so that was really fun to read. Like, we don't know if the narrator is reliable. We don't know if Vesta's reliable, but we really hope she is. And I don't know, I just love this book so much. I probably would rank this second, My Year of Rest and Relaxation first, and then Death in Her Hands, and then 𝓼𝓸𝓬𝓬𝓼 third for like ranking in the order of all of her books. I do understand why people wouldn't like this. Again, like with her other books, this book is completely character driven, and if you don't like that and not a lot happening, you most likely would not like this book, just like her other ones. But again, I just love character driven plots, so I really enjoyed this. And if you do and you like a little kind of mystery going on there, then I think wow, my cups, they're embarrassing. Then I think you would really enjoy this too. I do want to read like the negative reviews and see why people didn't like it, but I completely loved it. Like, I thought it was so good, and it's not even as controversial as the other ones for people to be like go crazy. Of course, everybody's entitled to their own opinions, but this isn't anything super wild. So my guess is that people didn't like it being so character driven and not a lot going on. But yeah, so let's talk about the books that I read for this vlog. Also, I noticed I'm like laying in bed again for this end of this vlog, but it's fine, just like Catherine House. I'm gonna rank the books now from my favorites to the ones that I understand why they have lowish ratings. Oh, also, I didn't say, I think I'm gonna rate this one 4 stars. I really did enjoy it, but it's just not like a 5-star read for me. So number 1, we have The Pisces by Melissa Broder. That one was 5 stars, and I liked that one best. And then I liked 13 Ways of Looking at a Fat Girl. And then we have Death in Our Hands by Ottessa Moshfegh. And then Catherine House was a 3-star read, and I didn't like that one as much, so that one's 4th. And then 5th, we have the book that I DNF'd, which was Topics of Conversation by Miranda Popkey. Overall, I really like the majority of the books. I like 3 out of the 5 books that were the lowest rated books on my TBR. So that's kind of a nice little revelation that like maybe I shouldn't listen to reviews that much, just because I can form my own opinion really on anything, obviously. If I'm really interested in a book and it has a super low rating, I should still pick it up because I might end up loving it like I did for 3 of the books. So that's really exciting. I think I found some new like 2021 favorites. The Pisces and 13 Ways of Looking at a Fat Girl. Those 2 were just so good. So they might be on my 2021 favorite list. But yeah, that is all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a big like and a comment if you enjoyed this video. It truly helps to support me and my channel. And subscribe if you like it, if you like this video. And yeah, for now, that is all. And I will see you guys on Tuesday with my next video. Bye.
If I got one thing right, it was you and me.